My wife is convinced that I will cheat on her because she's pregnant. Throwaway, because I know multiple people in my family have Reddit accounts. Long story short, my father cheated on my mother with my stepmother. My wife, in our 7-year relationship, 4 dating, 3 married, has never met my father, stepmother, half-siblings, step-uncles, or my step-grandfather. My mother convinced my wife she didn't want any of them at the wedding or have any holidays with them the entirety of our relationship. My wife was cheated on in the past but moved past that, or so I thought. Well, my wife and I recently found out we're having our first child, but my wife is not excited or happy at all because my mother told her that my father cheated on my mother once she got pregnant. Yes, accurate, but it was before either of my parents knew my mother was pregnant with me. My wife is convinced that I'll cheat on her because she's pregnant. Very unlikely, as she's the most amazing woman I've met and no one can hold a candle to her on looks. My mother just says I'm my father's son, which really pissing me off. But because my wife hasn't met my father, she says that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. She does trust me, she says she trusts me, but she cries every time my phone goes off. My stepmother, who I call Mama, says to not vilify my mother and be a supportive husband to my wife as I can be. She even bought me some stuff to pamper my wife with because she deserves to be loved and pampered like the beautiful woman she is and how pregnancy is tough on women's bodies. I trusted the woman who was pregnant 3 times, once with twins. So besides the obvious, how can I get my wife to calm down and enjoy her pregnancy, or convince her that I will not cheat on her? I love my wife, she makes me whole, there will never be anyone but her. Edit. To add, my father and stepmother owned up to what they did to me years ago. They always apologize to my mother whenever they see her because she constantly brings to up. I'm almost 30, but my mother will not stop making jabs at my father about my stepmother. I'll see what I can do about that. Edit 2. Okay, message taken. Separate my wife and mother, currently looking for therapists and going to break out a couple face masks so my wife will be in a good mood when I talk to her. Maybe give her a massage, but I need to talk to her and cut contact with my mom. Update 1. Okay, thank you to everyone who responded to my post. Me and my wife are grateful and hopefully my head is firmly out of my ass. Firstly, my wife has joined an online book club with a lovely group of women who I have met. She's made friends, she's enjoying their book. The majority of them are moms, so they have plenty to talk about. With permission from my boss, I changed my work hours so we could spend more time together, and we've been talking a lot. She is much happier and she's been talking to a therapist and me about her insecurities. It's a work in progress, but that is life, and our baby is developing very well due to reduced maternal stress. Secondly, I now call my stepmother by her first name. I don't call her Mama anymore. She wasn't upset at all. My wife has met my grandfather, SM's dad, and my uncles, SM's brothers. They got along real well, especially since I got a pie to the face and they all laughed at me. Fair.